Welcome back. You're watching live from Paris. It's time now for Media Watch. James Creedon's with us in the studio. James, news just in then. Yes. Dominique Strauss-Kahn has agreed to settle with Nafissatou Diallo. She's the maid, the former hotel maid.
That's right.
Who says that he tried to rape her. We don't know how much money she's getting, but rumour has it, Nathan King confirms it could be in the millions of dollars.
That's right. That was what slipped out a couple of weeks ago, and now we're hearing that it's all going to be kept under wraps and that it is a confidential deal. I'll show you some of what's being said on social media about this, Laura. It's been one of the most trending topics in Paris. The end, hashtag DSK. Yeah. So a lot of people pointing out that this is the end of a 1.5 year long
I don't know
drama.
About that.
Well,
I'm
who
sure
knows?
In Hollywood,
Maybe there'll be. Well, that's true. There's going to be the whole dramatisation of it. This is the French translation of a sentence that captured a lot of journalists' attention. I felt a great affection for Madame
that was
Diallo.
Bizarre, wasn't it?
The judge made that comment.
Sound very neutral.
No, it doesn't really. So the Bronx judge being a little bit weird in terms of that statement.
I've got to know you all, and I feel quite an affection for you.
She's lovely, Nafissatou. I think how you feel about the people on a personal level is maybe not what should be coming out of the courtroom. In any case, as the judge rather here, of course, that piece of information which we were just talking about and making its way into an awful lot of tweets, that the amount will remain unknown.
Everybody wants to know, don't they?
Inconnu. So that's the big question. And people trying to be funny because, of course, this was massively satirised. An agreement was signed between the parties. Was DSK's pen used? I'm not sure what that's meant to mean.
I don't get that.
People they're stretching it. They're really trying. So there you go. A lot of people just kind of pointing out that this is the fin du feuilleton, the end of a big drama 1.5 years later. Some photos as well of the media pack, because this mainly French journalists.
They would have been extremely disappointed because the statement by Diallo's lawyer was literally about 25 seconds.
Oh well, a lot of them were squashed in to get that. So
everybody wants a bit of this, don't they?
You can see the journalists there, and this was the mad scrum that took place on the moment. At the moment she came out, so this is kind of Twitter being a bit meta and showing the journalists behind the scenes.
Right, and back in Paris, of course, there were journalists camped out at Strauss-Kahn's house as well, who said, "Could they all please go away and leave him alone? Because it's over."
Look, big drama. Journalists love it. And now they're going to have to move on.
Absolutely.
We're all going to have to move on, Laura.
Now, one man that doesn't want to move on is Silvio Berlusconi, the former Prime Minister of Italy. Yes. He wants to go for a 4th term despite being mired in all sorts of legal scandals.
Or maybe because he's mired in legal scandals. This is what some people are saying. Let's take a look at some of the French press reaction. The return of the mummy, says the front page of Libération today. They're not mincing their words. Well, I'll get to that in a sec. Le Monde's correspondent in Rome says that he doesn't give a damn about Italy. That's his words. Il se fiche complètement de l'Italie. He's only seeking re-election, according to this correspondent, for immunity from various procedures. 3 different cases underway, and also to get revenge against people who chucked him out in November of last year.
But apparently he's polling at around 7% when it comes to
well, he'll have to put in a pretty good show. Now, keep calm and carry on. We're all familiar with that. This is the Italian version. Stay calm and don't vote for him at all costs. And I quite like this one. I think this is not really related, but it's...
I'm Italian and I cannot keep calm. Very nice.
Smonti
and
means...
Silvio no is in a lot of headlines as well. Silvio
That's right. Silvio no.
Just don't do it.
At all costs.
Basta.
And Smonti is disassembled. So and he's being shown in pizza form there as well. So
all right, let's move on, because let's get to our next story. Those 2 Australian radio DJs who've been all over the news all weekend after it emerged on Friday that one of the nurses in the prank call that they pulled off had died.
Shocking.
And very shocking. I mean, we even talked and laughed about it here on Media Watch. I have to say, I felt a pang of guilt myself.
No one could have foreseen what would have happened.
Absolutely,
and certainly
story.
The message coming from the 2 radio DJs. Let's take a listen to... They started reacting today for the first time. They've been almost in hiding, really, because there was such an backlash. Let's take a listen to what those 2 radio DJs told Australian media today. You can see a lot of emotion.
There's not a minute that goes by that we don't think about her family and what they must be going through. And the thought that we may have played a part in that is gut-wrenching.
Prank calls are made every day on every radio station in every country around the world, and they have been for a long time, and no one could have imagined this to happen.
Now, so there you go, a lot of emotion. And the thing is, right, over the weekend, and I think we can play pictures of this, we don't really necessarily need to listen to it, but these are pictures from Anonymous, the hackers group who threatened to take down the radio station. They do these kind of audio messages saying, you know, if what happened is murder. Now, who are Anonymous? Self-appointed kind of moral guardians of the internet, etc., to say that this was murder. They have zero role to make that decision as far as I'm concerned. So you did see, I'll just show you one tweet in this regard as well. I can't believe, one sec, where is it? It's people saying, so has the self-righteous internet hive mind returned to its cocoon of misery and self-loathing for another day? For me, that's the central message here. You know, whatever happened, whoever was responsible, whether or not they informed the hospital of it, and of course there are questions like that.
It's not for Anonymous to judge.
It's not for Anonymous, and it's not for hacking groups to be saying we're going to target the radio station and take you down. It's, you know,
they've fallen out of favour here in Media Watch, haven't they, James?
That's right.
Right. James Cruden.
Thanks, Laura.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, it's time now for web news, and among tonight's stories, Iran has launched its own video sharing platform to promote Iranian culture online. The Islamic Republic's hoping it will give America's YouTube a run for its money. Time for web news.